So in the last video, we actually finally implemented the logic in order to stake our tokens, and we successfully staked 20 tokens using the deposit button. So that's a big deal. Congratulations for getting this far. We're not quite done yet, but we're close. So your exercise was to go ahead and give it your best shot to actually unstake the tokens. So hopefully you had some success with that. If you didn't, don't worry. We're gonna write it out right now. So it's gonna be similar to how we did it here above over here. It's gonna be very similar. Actually, we're gonna be using the on submit, but I don't have to copy it over because there's not a lot of code, so I can just write it out. So basically what we can do is first explicitly state the type of button it is. And we're going to say that this is a submit button. So this is very similar to that button, except for that it's not in the form, right? This is going to be its own separate submission. And what we're going to do is, instead of on submit, since it's not part of the form, because remember, this button would acknowledge everything in the form before submitting, whereas this button is just going to be the button that has an on click. So we don't need to do on submit. There's no form. Instead, we're going to run on click method. And on click, it's going to be very similar. It's going to have an anonymous function event, okay? And that event is going to be the same thing. We want to do event prevent default, right? And after that, well, what would go over here? Well, this is where we want to just unstake our tokens. And there's no input where we have to check a value. There's no amount. There's no approval. There's none of that. All we have to do is just unstake the tokens. And we can do that quite sweetly by typing in this.props.unstake tokens. And we just call it, save, and that's it. That's it. So if you got this right, awesome job. If not, just keep going through these videos, keep practicing. I promise you, you will get there before you know it. But in any case, this should unstake our tokens. So let's give this a shot. Let's go to our browser. Keep our fingers crossed here. So we're just refreshing the browser. Blah, blah, blah. We still got our 20, mock tether tokens. So we're saying, hey, wait a minute, we want these tokens back. We're going to click on withdraw. And we have a confirmation. Do we want to unstake tokens? We're going to say yes, confirm. Okay, transaction confirmed. What happens when we refresh? We have successfully unstaked the tokens. Amazing. This is so fantastic.